Excelsior is a restaurant in the heart of Eugene, Oregon. It's been here since 1970, one of the oldest restaurants still under the same name for all these years. In '93 I purchased the Excelsior and then eventually the building. So the idea was to really find a way to recreate home here. Coming from Florence, I didn't want just a stone building, cold, and this one had history, was a fraternity house, it had some kind of ambiance, even so demanded a major remodel. So there's no question we're always going to be seeking and looking to improve and have more and more control on the product that we sell. Well, Excelsior strives for gathering all the food that we use in the restaurant from local farmers, and because of that, a few years ago we started our own farm to provide our own vegetables and eggs and ingredients to make the experience even better.
They're eating stuff that would cost you $24 a plate. So it's pretty good. All organic, all the finest ingredients, Italian Parmesan cheese in here, and pesto, and trucked a long distance. There's little stakes at the ends of all the beds that say the variety, and on it gives you the date that it was seeded, and then the date that it was up potted, and then the date that it was planted.
We hired Angela. When I started the farm, I've been looking for a farm manager, and a friend of mine said his wife has been doing this for the Youth Corps for years. It was a pretty natural fit because she understands the soil, she understands the regionality, she's grown up over here. So it's very important to have found a character that kind of fit the Excelsior story as well.
So I've got SS on here for saved seed, and then we put the date on here so we know when we started it. So it goes in there, and then this little flat will go down here with its little buddies and get watered. So then you want to make sure you water everything in really well too. Water us, Mommy. He was just saying, well, I've got this land, and I buy all this expensive organic produce from locally people, and I guess I should be growing my own food, and he goes, but I don't know how to do that. I got together with Maurizio, and he came out and showed me what he had, and at that point he was still putting up the fence, but other than that, it was just a big tabula rasa. We have a similar vision. I think mostly, it's definitely got to be Maurizio's vision. It's his land, and it's his restaurant, so he knows what he wants to get out of it, and luckily I know how to do that. This screen right here that we have underneath it, and this is just to basically let it drip dry. And that is the nice thing for the restaurant, because you've already picked through it, they don't have to, they have to do very little. All right, and we're gonna weigh it up. Bow carry that. Oh my God, this is just about as heavy. Oh my God.
Right here.
Okay, so I just know whether you want to use them today, or you want
Sure.
to put them in the water.
You're not going to get any pressure.
There's no better enjoyment that you actually pick the food in the morning and cook in the afternoon.
I tell my friends and chefs up in Portland, and they're just jealous. They just think it's like, oh my God, really? You have your own farm?
Carl is the head chef. He's my assistant. Seems like easy guy to work with, and I was looking for just a good right-handed that he can understand my philosophy of food and management.
I try not to buy outside of our farm, but of course some things you can't grow here, like limes and oranges, and you have to use what we have. So it's extremely seasonal, because as things ripen and come in, we put them on the menu. If it's not in season, we won't have it.
So the first really big was the panzanella salad, which is a very classic salad from Tuscany. You know, stale bread, the cucumbers, tomato, basil, red wine vinegar, then onions, extra virgin olive oil, sea salt, and toss it all together. And it just is an amazing dish. And we've been selling that for the last couple of years, very successful at the restaurant, because it's very few simple ingredients. As long as they were just picked and they were so full of flavors, it's a meal right there. The slow food movement was started because it was going to give people something to think about it. Don't have to go through a fast food drive-through to eat. You can eat something faster than that, but way slower.
Another thing that the slow food movement has done that's really beneficial is bringing the joy back in eating, and which we just kind of let go.
The reason we started farm is to give you the freshest, the plumbest tomatoes or any other ingredients. When you start with good ingredients, there is no question that the customer base appreciated the fact that you're thinking of them. I'm not thinking about economics. It's way more expensive to have your own farm and provide food. But to me, it's never been about money anyhow. It's been about the dolce vita of sitting down and eating something slowly by taking 2-3 hours for a meal where you can engage people in conversation and be able to enrich yourself not just with food but also with knowledge of each other. Life is a gathering of people that around the table eating something good and substantious will enriches people's life.